everyone, my name is Bhutya Haindavi. I'm a student member at Students Branding and Relations Cell, Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. Welcome to the latest episode of the Spotlight series. Today, we have with us Mr. Akash Verma, Practice Director at Everest Group. He is a distinguished alumnus from the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences from the batch of 2017. Akash, it would be great if you could start by introducing yourself to the audience.
Sure. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Akash Verma. As you mentioned, I work as a practice director with a company called Everest Group. My role entails two sub-roles. The first one is to work with the C-suite of technology and technology service providers, helping them with their strategic decisions. And my second sub-role is to do with equity research, and that is an area which I have built my career in. I've been with the firm for around 6 years. Prior to that, I worked with JP Morgan, and that was the job that I got from the campus. I'm currently based out of Bangalore and excited to be in the campus again.
So, now to begin our conversation, could you reflect on your journey at IIT Kharagpur and what stands out when you look back at your campus life and early ambitions?
Sure. I mean, it was a mixed bag of emotions for sure, right? I mean, I had to go through some great times, some stressful times, some highs, some lows. So it was a wave for sure. But the key takeaway, I mean, the biggest takeaway from IIT Kharagpur, I'll say friends for sure. I mean, my best friends are my batchmates of economics. They are like family to me. They have stood with me in my difficult times, and so have I with them. And that is something which I'm extremely grateful for. So that's one. Secondly, IIT Kharagpur became part of my identity as well. So it's more like, it's not just a degree, it's not just a college, but you kind of associate yourself with the campus as well. You take it with a sense of pride and you feel that there is a responsibility on you. So that feeling is pretty good. Even today, whenever I look at the main building, I get a sense of pride that, yeah, I was here. So that's a great feeling. And that's why I'm back in campus. I wanted that feeling again.
Okay, that's great. At IIT Kharagpur, you were active in student groups and leadership roles. How did these experiences shape your leadership qualities, especially now as a practice director guiding large teams and advising global clients?
No, absolutely. It was very, very crucial. So I was the governor of Student Welfare Group during 2015 to 2016. And to be very frank, I got this leadership role around 3 years back. The basis of my leadership style is shaped by what I did here at SWG, right? I mean, I try to keep things a bit informal and formal at times, of course, depending on the situation. So I lead a 20-member team in my current organization right now. So it's more of something where you follow the concept of flat hierarchy, which was the case in the society here. Secondly, it helps you understand how a team works, right? There would be conflict in the team. Some people would be happy, then and some will not be. Then how do you address their grievances and all of that? So all of those things were super important, and the exposure that I got from the student body, student welfare group at that time, as I told you, is shaping my leadership style, and I'm kind of taking it ahead and making a brand out of it.
That's inspiring. What is your advice to the students who want to pursue a career in finance, research, and consultancy roles?
So there are multiple elements to it because finance and consulting are different, right? Financials can be more technical, where in some cases a person needs some specialized skills as well, while consulting needs more of all rounders, people who are great at all domains in their lives, right? And they have to be presentable. They need to have good verbal communication abilities, good problem solving abilities, and all of that. So again, the approach would be different. But for both the roles, firstly, sincerity is important, right? I mean, you have to be disciplined in your approach because in both the fields, something that is supreme is professionalism. And when I say professionalism, it means discipline with work, discipline with your behavior as well, how you're talking to people, how you're dealing with clients, being patient as well. So these some of the softer skills become super important, right? So that's one. Secondly, at the same time, people should think about how they are differentiated out there in the market because these are quite sought after roles. A lot of people from IITs, outside IITs, they chase such jobs. Now, how do you stand out? So in that case, just think what are the 2-3 things that you should convey to the interviewer and whoever you are kind of consulting with that puts you apart, sets you apart from rest of the crowd. right? Because ultimately in both finance and consulting, after a point of time, it becomes a game of personal branding. So do you have the necessary ingredients to establish a personal brand? So from a very broad lens, that would be my suggestion.
Insightful. You have worked at SBI Mutual Fund, Deutsche Bank, and JB Morgan, and now currently serving at Everest Group. Could you share your insights about these experiences and how they helped you grow technically and professionally?
Sure. I mean, starting with the first one, SBI Mutual Fund, because that was my first exposure to corporate life and finance. So it was a buy-side organization, very good culture, very helping professionals over there. So I learned a lot. I worked on 4 projects there. One was in economics and 3 were in finance, different areas of finance. So that gave me the exposure. So after that, I was sure that to pursue a career in finance. So I also had some ideas that, okay, when I say finance, I mean these 2 areas. So that gave me a bit of clarity. And it's more like a story. So from there, I got an internship at Deutsche Bank. That was in core investment banking. Steep learning curve. It's a demanding role to be honest. And at the same time, the learning curve would be very very steep, right? So you get to learn a lot in 2 months, and that's useful for any role that you might want to chase in finance, right? So that was there. While working at Deutsche Bank, I also utilized some of the equity research reports, and that was a segue into equity research because I really liked that kind of work. And then equity research became a dream job for me. Then I switched to JP Morgan, and I was fortunate to be placed in the front office where I had the opportunity to interact a lot with the clients. My boss over there was the top analyst in India when it came to equity research. So again, great exposure, great mentorship, steep learning curve, all of that was there. And that's where I realized that while I was helping investors take good investment calls, I thought my place was more on the corporate side where I could help the C-suite of such organizations and leaders of such organizations to take better decisions because I could see that side of the world as well. And hence I took this opportunity at Everest Group. And again, I've been here for quite some time, 6 years, and not boring at all. Like every 6 months, my role changes. The thing that I do changes. So I've evolved a lot in this organization. At the same time, these firms, through their very effective training programs, have helped me build a personality out of it. So they really invested a lot in my executive presence, in my presentation skills, and all of those. So that was very helpful.
Truly impressive journey. How was your journey at IIT Kharagpur as a student? Were you someone who always focused on academics, or were you be able to manage multiple things simultaneously?
Again, there was a dichotomy between my first year and rest of my years at IIT Kharagpur. In my first year, I did not perform very well academically. At the same time, I was not involved in any of the extracurricular activities. So it was more of a dull year for me. But then I had a realization, some self-motivation as well. And since my second year, I worked hard on academics. And again, what I say, and I also interacted a lot with the students, you just need to taste success once, and that is super addictive. After that, you don't really have to consciously put in efforts because after that, the brain will not let you fall back, right? So once I got a good grade, I kept building on top of it. That gave me confidence. When I got some confidence, then I started exploring other things. Like I joined student welfare group. I made friends because now I thought I belonged to the campus because in the first year I had some sort of imposter syndrome as well. But after I got the confidence, yeah, of course, I tried new things. I made good friends. I became part of societies. I took some initiatives as well. I tried creating a society in my department. Of course, that could not be achieved because of certain constraints, but yeah, at least we took an initiative at that time. So yeah, it was a great confidence booster for me.
That's really impressive. Many people focus only on technical skills, but how important are communication, leadership, and teamwork in a finance based career?
Oh, very important. I mean, especially if you think of some of the soft skills that you just cited. See, the thing is, it's not just the interview. You're going to work with people, not with machines. So when you're working with people, you're talking to them. You have to be present in the moment, right? When I say present, I mean when you're sitting, do you look nervous or are you calm and composed? So because if I'm your client and if you appear nervous to me, maybe I'll lose credibility in you. So these are very small elements, but they play a major role in areas like finance and even consulting, where a lot of things are relationship based. And when you think of relationship and networking, that's where these soft skills come into play, where you should know how to approach a person. You should know how to behave, how to be grateful if they are helping you out. how to not burn the bridges that you have built. Because typically, what we do after we get something out of a person, we move on to the next one and we do not pay attention to the relationship that we invested in. Right? So these are very important in finance and consulting. Maybe in the initial years, the technical skills will dominate. Those will be the things that you would come across more or use more. But as you get promoted, as you start leading a team, a service line, that's when these skills become important, and that's a different ball game altogether, because the milestones are different, the goalposts are different. So people who are great at technical skills and not so good at this, they kind of struggle a bit initially, but again, they generally get support from the firm, the organization as well.
Absolutely crucial point. How do participation in illumination and sports activities at IIT Kharagpur contribute to students' overall development and enhance their campus experience?
Sure. So both these events, be it elimination and sports, they demand teamwork. So the thing is, when you're working in a team, it's not 1 plus 1 equals 2. It has to be 1 plus 1 equals either 11 or more than that, right? There has to be synergy as well. Such events are crucial to hone and shape such kind of people skills, right? And eventually, excellent people managers, they make great careers out there. Excellent team players, they build a great careers, because they are not just one individual, they're also powered by a lot of super intelligent people behind them. So yeah, I put a lot of weight on such team activities as well.
That really adds value. You are an alum at IIT KGP. What is your favorite memory which comes into your mind while reflecting your KGP life?
Oh, that might be a bit controversial. Not controversial, but I'll tell you. So I was part of LPS Hall of Residence, and at that time, it was a new hall, so we didn't have the culture over there. And again, as things happen here, it was seen in a very different light that okay, these people are new, they don't have a culture, they cannot perform well in GCs. So then happened our third year, where there was a match between LBS and a very well reputed hall. I won't name them because they might not feel good about it. In the match, we were at the basketball court and we all worked as a team. We hooted them out of the game. That is clearly the best memory of my KGP journey. So that's one. The second, it will be the close second, that was convocation. I never expected convocation to be that emotional, but me, my friends, we cried a lot. That was when we realized what we were leaving. And that memory is still there, quite fresh, with me and all my friends.
Such a wonderful memory. What message would you like to give to juniors on how they should live their KGP life?
Firstly, some of them will realize it later on in their lives. Some would have already realized it. These 5 years, 4 years, whatever you are spending here would be the best 5 years or 4 years of your life. So, I mean, make sure that you realize it now, because you have the resource which everybody craves for, and that is time. So, in this time, you should strike a good balance between your career, your academics, and all sorts of fun activities. Because what Kharagpur exposes to you is a great exposure. It has a great alumni network. It has a great campus, right? And it has a great circle, and you will make friends for lives. So again, having a balanced approach is very important if you want to make your stay memorable for the rest of your life. And the last thing that I'll say, life is tough at times, unfair as well. Just be there. Things will sort out themselves. I mean, things improve, and a lot of problems will just fade out with themselves. So don't worry about things.
That's really important. Thank you, Akash.
Thank you so much.